What's up, Silver Stackers? Thank you for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. Is it just me, or does it feel like something really big is about to happen with silver? Not even necessarily regarding the price, but something along the lines of scarcity. Everyone wants a slice of the silver pie, and there's just not much pie left. And when we're talking about the investment sector versus the industrial sector, things could get very ugly very fast. Now, yes, low supply, high demand pushes the price up. That's investing 101, but at what cost? I think this is a problem much more serious than us just trying to make a pretty penny real quick. I don't think people understand the severity of the situation when we talk about the fact we're running out of silver. Looking at the below ground supply versus the above ground supply versus global demand versus how much silver we're actually going to be needing in the next 10 years and how much is thrown away, how the recycling sector is very small, and how nobody wants to sell it. The US Mint cut off everyone from purchasing bullion from them, only a few authorized dealers. Local coin shops don't have any silver in stock. You're lucky if you can find a tube of Eagles somewhere. Even the LBMA and COMEX vaults are empty, dry. Nobody wants to sell their silver. They're holding on to it. And to make the situation even worse, we have major celebrities and billionaires buying boatloads of silver and publicly tweeting about it, opening up about it, writing articles, going on shows, which means even more new stackers are getting formed. When we talk about the LBMA and the COMEX vaults and all the physical silver in the world, which is non-existent to the paper market, essentially every ounce of silver you own in your hand, 250 other people digitally own that same ounce. The COMEX is going to collapse. We are talking about silver being thrown away, never to be recycled, since the solar panels are thrown away in landfills, and especially since solar panels have a very, very short half-life, it even makes the situation worse. Solar panels flooding the earth. Every automobile company by the year 2030 is going to be electric. Zero net emissions by the year 2040 is our goal. We're talking about saving the planet from global warming and climate change. And silver would be the reason we cannot make that happen. And even more, just disregard all of that. We have a global reset coming. Countries are joining forces, going up against the United States and the USD being the world reserve currency. And that story is also getting publicized, meaning even more people are turning to silver, not even for the reasons you and I necessarily started, for its intrinsical value being the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, even life sensitivity, but just for the safe haven aspect itself, trying to protect our wealth into something that holds its value as the dollar collapses. I mean, we're playing so many different angles here, folks. Producers turn into the consumers turn into the producers. The people like you and I that want the silver will be having to sell it to the people that need the silver. And we don't have to sell it, and it seems like nobody is going to sell it. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen when the government realizes, or these big industries realize, that we don't have enough silver to keep producing solar panels at the rate that we are? Or when electric vehicle companies realize that they're going to have to slow down the amount of vehicles we produce annually? What's going to happen then? And not even just those two, not even just 5G towers or silver lithium ion batteries. We're talking about so many other uses that people don't even realize we use on a day-to-day basis. I mean, there's colloidal silver for the medical world. Silver has antimicrobial properties. It can purify water. It's used in dental alloys. It's used in space equipment. I mean, it's used in everything. So if we're talking about literally running out of silver at a much faster pace than people want to admit, and if you watch my channel, I show the numbers don't lie. If we're talking about this situation happening, it is only inevitable that something big does happen. Now, what would happen? Where are we magically going to get all this silver from? Mining innovation? There's only so much silver in the Earth's crust. What else? Recycling? Even if we ramped up recycling times 10, that's not going to put a dent into our problem. We're too deep in the hole. Even to play catch up, it would take 5 years. And by 5 years from now, the amount of silver we'll need globally for the industrial sector will be 5 times bigger than it is today. Already exceeded 1.112 billion ounces. So, what else could we do? I mean, there's space mining, which is a real thing. Well, it's not, it's they're trying to make it a real thing at least. There is an asteroid headed towards Earth that arrives by the year 2026 called 16 Psyche that has around 50 quintillion dollars or 500 quintillion dollars worth of precious metals on it, which would make silver as common as an everyday rock in your backyard. But do you really think we're going to be able to mine an asteroid by the year 2026? No. NASA did send out a rover this year to go check out the asteroid. I mean, they are looking as the final frontier to fix our problem, but that's still not going to make things just magically disappear, especially by the year 2026. So what else could we do? Cut down the amount of silver we use. But is that really going to put a dent into things when we're talking about billions of ounces? No. I mean, yes, they're trying to figure out a way to cut down the amount of silver used in each electric vehicle, which is around 55 grams of silver, trying to cut it down to like 20 something. Okay, that can make a little difference. Or what about recycling? Scientists just did find a way to replace silver and also scrap silver out of solar panels to reuse it, or finding another discovery was finding that copper can actually replace silver. Is that going to really fix the problem though? I don't think so. So what else? What other solution is there? Taking our silver. Hmm. Did you know that gold has been confiscated probably 10 to 15 times throughout history? And the situations that made these countries confiscate the people's gold, so a lot of times weren't even as severe as we would need to confiscate silver to save the planet. And they could push it as be this heroic person, help save the planet, turn in your silver, or even turn in your electronics to get scrapped to produce more silver or supply the silver we need to make these solar panels and these 5G towers and these, and these electric vehicles to try to hit this goal of zero net emissions by the year 2040. Silver Slayer, are you saying that the government would confiscate our silver? Yes. Yes. I mean, look at the Executive Order 6102 by FDR, stating that the gold that's in your safe is no longer yours. It's owned by the Federal Reserve. Yes, that gold is in your safe, but that is not your gold. It's owned by the Federal Reserve now. And if you don't turn in the Federal Reserve's gold, you will have to pay a $10,000 fine, 10 years in prison, or both. The Executive Order 6102 by FDR, 1930. That was a situation that will never be forgotten. I mean, that's only one of the many situations, but look what happened. Look what happened. And did you know that when the Hunt brothers started buying all the silver up, the physical supply, did you know they actually bought silver because gold was banned at the time? In 1980? In 1980, you couldn't even buy gold. Gold was banned. I mean, if you look at just a couple decades, gold was banned. We started stacking in this time frame, so it's hard to even imagine that only a couple years ago we couldn't even buy gold. Did you know that the Hunt brothers owned up to 77% of the global silver supply? They bought all this silver on the COMEX, the three brothers, and they turned all the contracts into physical delivery. And this is what could happen today as well. See, even back in 1980, we were advanced technologically enough that we still needed silver. So if these three guys owned all the silver, meaning we didn't have enough silver to make, or to use that we need for our everyday uses even back then, that things would, I mean, the economy would collapse. The silver shortage would be exposed. I mean, what do you think? What else could the government do besides ban silver? And that's exactly what they did. There wasn't a law at the time, so they made a law on the spot called Silver Rule 7, banning silver on the COMEX. You could not buy silver on the COMEX. You had to sell it, and you had to sell it back to the Federal Reserve. You could not sell it to friends or family. Few exceptions of some coin dealers and some very expensive, numismatic coins. But besides that, though, all the bullion, all the silver needed for its industrial purposes, you had to sell. That was actually during the same period of silver being the highest price it's ever been, still till this day. Literally the highest price. I know 2011 was also close, but that wasn't as high as the situation with the Hunt brothers in 1980. $50 silver. 2011 was like $49. So, if the government would ban silver on the spot to ensure that we had enough to keep moving forwards technologically, and they did that back then, and today you're looking at the technologically advanced digital age we're headed into, especially needing to save the planet, literally. What would they do if, or not if, but when they find out that we don't have enough silver for that to happen? I mean, and I'm not the only one talking about this. Many people have. Even David Morgan said, if you think we have enough silver for the world to go quote unquote green, you're a dreamer. You're living in la la land. That is not possible given these statistics. We're not going off of conspiracies or just myths or speculation. The numbers don't add up. So the only, I mean, and do you think though? Do you think that solution would even work? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't even know what would happen. Yes, we make a pretty penny, but what happens after that? Have you ever thought about the aftermath? The aftermath of when everyone realizes that silver is all bought up? Yeah, the price skyrockets, but then what? We still have to find a way to make solar panels. We still have to find a way to advance digitally in this new technological era. How is that going to be possible? What would happen at that point? I don't know. I don't know. I do think there will come a day and age where they figure out some type of solution. I know that people will say, yeah, there's still silver reserves in this place or that place. Yeah, but we're talking about 900 million ounces in these reserves. And guess what? The global demand this year exceeded 1 billion ounces. So we have enough silver in these reserves for 1 year. Not given the fact that most silver is thrown away. Not given the fact that the demand every year is going to be multiplying by billions of ounces. Even this year, solar panel demand or increased 15%. What do you think that percentage is going to be by the year 2025, 2026? How many billions of ounces do you think we'll need by the year 2030? We can barely even keep up with the demand of 1 billion ounces already, and we haven't even really started the Green New Deal. Stuff's not realistic, folks. It's not realistic. I always talk about triple digit silver by the year 2025, and that's because I think by then we'll be deep enough into the Green New Deal, deep enough into solar panel production and all these other things that need silver, where big tech companies, the industry, mainstream would realize, yo, silver is the most important thing in the world right now for us to advance and to save the planet, and we don't even have enough of it. But it could be a lot sooner than that, and that's because of the whole other reason people are starting to buy silver. The devaluation of the dollar. The other part, silver is a win-win situation. It's not only a monetary metal, it's an industrial metal. What I've been talking about this entire video is the industrial side of things. But what about the monetary side of things? Silver is also money, not just money in terms of its value of 1 ounce inside of it, but it's also money in legal tender forms. If you're talking about United States minted silver, which eagles and versus generic rounds, and why you might be wanting to start to buy government-backed silver in terms of confiscation for an entirely different reason, as the United States is cut off from the rest of the world as these other countries join forces and ally together. I mean, there's a lot to this, and if you watch my videos, you would see how I categorize this. The best, I guess, information I could give on that second part I just mentioned is watching the interview I did with Andy Scheckman 2 weeks ago. Video has like 80,000 views, and Andy goes into the BRICS nations and the reason why we might be needing to buy government-backed silver more than bars and rounds. That is a very serious video. I'm not going to dive into that, but I'm just saying that even more so than what I just explained this entire video, there's other reasons why we also should be buying silver. I mean, the perfect storm is here. Stars are aligned, floodgates open. Something big is about to happen, and it seems like every week there's something more to the story that even reinforces that idea, that conspiracy. So what do you think? What would happen, and what would it look like, and why? I'd love to know your opinion, your thoughts on this, because that's where I stand right now. Something big seems like it's about to happen more than ever. I've been making silver stacking videos since 2015 on this channel, and I can promise you, more than ever right now seems like something big is about to happen. More so than ever. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like the video and comment underneath what you think about it. Hope you are subscribed. I'm doing a giveaway soon as well. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.